Everyone, AC Glenn back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Jason Arnold's PCK, which stands for Precision Contra Killer. So many of you know Jason makes a single drive, which is just this piece here. It's usually set up for like a high KV or low KV, whether you want to run a big prop or a small prop. But he's since changed it. I guess this will be a new addition to the lineup that he has. So this is a slightly different KV motor. It's a much lower KV motor, so I think it's 550 kV. And it's using, these are basically the Averun Contra props. So they're 2221s. And it's the foldable prop setup. So the differences with this setup is it acts a lot more like a Contra. So you have a lot more braking. One thing I've noticed in flying it is that you can't really get the airplane to, it'll go faster, but once it reaches as fast as it's going to go, it kind of hits a nominal airspeed and will not go faster, which I think a lot of prop setups do. But this one, that speed is a lot lower than, say, if you were flying a single prop and wanted to just zoom like I normally do. I found also with this motor, with this setup, that climbing in verticals, you can increase the power click by click on the throttle stick, and the airplane doesn't jerk or jump as it's increasing speed. It just kind of steadily trucks along. And then the downline braking is great. At first, when I first started testing it, I really didn't notice too big of a difference because I had been running the smaller prop version of Jason's drive, and I ran a crap ton of braking. But for most people, you're going to see a significant increase in the braking to give you the feel of a Contra. Especially with these four blades, they're running around 4,000 RPM. So that's where you get that kind of a lot smoother feel, a lot slower pace. Flying this setup has slowed me down substantially. And also one thing, it's really good on battery efficiency, I guess. So my usage is I'm landing P with almost 45% left in the battery or 50% left in the battery, depending on the wind. I've had days where I've flown it as large as I can fly it and for a full 8 minutes and land it with 35%. And that's running 10S6000s with a typical Jetty ESC setup that we have been accustomed to for a while now. So a couple things about this. Let me take this prop setup off here. So if you order a PCK from Jason or from Brian at CK Aero, you're going to end up getting this hub here. This orange hub here, and then you'll get 4 blades. The way it's packaged is there's 2 blades in each little kind of Ziploc bag deal. Those blades need to be opposite of each other, so they're balanced to each other. So you want to end up, so if these 2 blades are 25 grams, these are the 2 that are opposite of each other. And you want to pay close attention to that because unlike me, I opened it up and just ripped the props out, took a bunch of pictures, and didn't even think about that. And the good part is if you forget to do that, you can also weigh the blades, the 2 blades that are the same. That's how you basically figure out which ones are across from each other. So I have a typical Jason Arnold drive here. This is the high KV drive. So as you can see, there's no real difference in what you're gonna see. Basically, the only differences are the motor and the pinion gear here. Is the only big differences outside of the actual prop itself. Big thing, you do want a little bit of play here in the prop. I know that may seem like a lot, but it actually isn't. And when you really think about it, once the blades start spinning, they all kind of true up to one another. So one thing that also, if you do have one of Jason's high KV or low KV drives, he is going to do upgrade kits for them. I believe he's already shipped Brian at CK Aero some, and that'll get you to be able to upgrade from your current drive to the PCK drive. Jason's also working on some new props for testing, different sizes. I think currently right now he's testing the kind of swooshed Averun blades like what Robert Hirsch and Sean Galloway ran at the Worlds this year. So they have that more of a curve to it. I'm not sure the size of those. And when you think about it, too, this kind of gives you the possibility to do a lot of things because you have this hub. You can change props, change pitch, change size, change shape of the prop. It gives you a lot more flexibility especially in this 4-bladed setup, to be able to just kind of mess with things. And I think that's what Jason's planning on doing. Obviously, the weather in Australia is perfect right now, and it kind of sucks back here. So yeah, be looking out for these. Brian CKR is going to be carrying them. Jason Arnold has them in stock. Yeah. So overall, like I said, I've been very happy with it. I've been flying it in my Pioneer. Probably have 40-ish flights on it. And I think it's great. It definitely has a different feel to it than a single prop does. There's more braking. I feel like I'm flying a more constant speed, and the airplane doesn't react to every click of the throttle that I give. I like that when I go vertical, I can increase the throttle and the pace doesn't really change. The airplane just, like I said, just trucks along. Braking's good and it's super quiet, insanely quiet. You can't hear it at all when it's basically in there, almost to the point where it's kind of eerie. And I think the new those swoosh blades that Robert is Jason is currently testing from Robert will be awesome. They'll be even quieter, or they may even have an interesting sound. So you never know. So also one thing I want to include: Jason is coming out with spinners for this through Falcon. If you buy a PCK and you don't have a 4-bladed spinner, it's really not that big of a deal. You can take your Falcon spinner and just cut it. I just cut slots in on each side where the props go. You just got to be careful of the holes for the spinners, or if you use a plastic spinner, you can also do it with that. But Jason is going to be, Falcon is going to be making 4-bladed for the PCK for Jason, so he should have those very soon. One thing I did want to add, the weight difference isn't near as much as you kind of would assume it is. So the drives theoretically weigh exactly the same, but the prop spinner and the prop hub all together are 128 grams. So yes, there is a little bit of a weight increase compared to like a Pletty or a normal Jason Arnold setup, obviously because you have more blades, but it's really not that much. And I think as Jason starts evolving this drive even more, he'll be able to take more weight out of it. So it should at some point get very comparable, but realistically in FAI with the weight limit going up, it really doesn't matter at this point. So yeah, so guys, this is a PCK. I'm super happy with this thing. Hopefully see some out at the field here soon. If you want to pick one up, make sure you reach out to Jason Arnold at Precision Aero Products, or Brian or Brett at CK Aero. I'm sure they'll be happy to hook you guys up with one. Thanks a bunch, guys. We'll see you at the next one.